Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather. We already know. We knew Crawford is a great fighter.
The comparison, listen, Crawford Mayweather would have been an amazing fight in their prime. Just like you insert Ray Leonard in there, just like you insert Ray Robinson in there. What a round robin that would have been.
You try. You catch him, he want to catch you back. You know what I mean? You fight Bud, he's not. Bud's not running from nobody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's where I felt that I had the upper hand in our competition.
Canelo Alvarez reacted to Terence Crawford accepting Floyd Mayweather's fight offer by strongly backing Crawford. He warned that Crawford would finish Mayweather in a fight and stated that Crawford is the better fighter at this stage. Canelo praised Crawford's achievements, calling him amazing and highlighting his skill, timing, and dominance across multiple weight divisions. He insisted that fans and experts should give Crawford full recognition for what he has done in the sport, as he has earned respect everywhere.
Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather. We already know. We knew Crawford is a great fighter, and I did what I supposed to do, right? I tried for every way, and I trained really hard, and he deserved all the credit. No, I try my best tonight, and I just cannot figure out the style.
Was it something specific, the movement or speed or power, or what? Was there something you could put your finger on that gave you the most trouble?
Everything.
Okay.
He have everything. You know what? Sometimes you try and your body cannot go, right? That's my frustration. Maybe I can figure out Crawford, but my body cannot go anymore. So I try it, but my body just not let me go. And you need to accept it. That's it. He's a great fighter. He's a good fighter. He know how to move and everything.
Garage Hackett shared his perspective on Canelo's comments. He pointed out the clear difference between Canelo's loss to Mayweather years ago and Crawford's later victory against Canelo. Hackett explained that when Canelo fought Floyd at just 23 years old, he was not fully developed as a fighter and lacked maturity and refinement. In contrast, Crawford fought Canelo when he was already at his peak, recognized as one of boxing's most skilled and dominant champions. This, Hackett argued, made Crawford's win even more meaningful, as it came against the best version of Canelo, unlike the young, inexperienced version that Mayweather defeated.
Heard that what I think is, when Floyd beat me, I was 23, I wasn't polished. When Bud beat me, I was the man. I was the man. And he beat me fair and square. He beat me at my game and he beat me at his game. That's why Canelo said it. Do I believe that? It's tough to believe. We're not going to ever see Bud versus Floyd. And it's crazy. It's crazy because I would love to see that fight, but I know we're not going to see it. But I can only take Canelo's word because he's the man that's been in the ring with both of them. But I understand why he said it. I was a kid when I fought Floyd. He wasn't a kid literally, but he was young. He was young. There was a lot he didn't know. There was a lot he didn't understand about boxing that he later on learned and got better. But Bud beat the better version of me, even though it's the ran down version. I'm saying that because it is some wear and tear there with Canelo. I've been saying it the whole time. When a guy got almost 70 fights in current time, with all those big camps he's been doing and all that, trust me, it's some wear and tear there. I'm not making excuses for Canelo. I'm just saying. I do give Bud his credit though for beating Canelo, and Canelo understands I am a better fighter today than I was back then. But that's hard to say because Floyd, you know what I'm saying? I feel like Bud took maybe 20% of what Floyd did and added it to his repertoire for this fight. So that's why I'm saying it's tough to say that.
Joe Rogan expressed shock and admiration for Crawford's win over Canelo. He highlighted how incredible it was for Crawford, at age 37, to move up 2 entire weight classes and still defeat someone of Canelo's level. Rogan emphasized that very few fighters in history have ever managed to accomplish such a feat at that age. For him, it wasn't just a victory, it was a historic, landmark moment that solidified Crawford's greatness and placed him among the most remarkable athletes the sport has ever seen.
It's like,
you're
wow.
watching, like, wow. Towards the end, towards the final rounds, really started getting comfortable and really started putting it on him. I'm like, this is amazing.
You know, one of those rare, like, that's history, obviously, right? Watching somebody do. You shouldn't be able to do that. You shouldn't be able to fight at that weight for the first time ever.
Against one of the greatest,
undisputed greatest of all time, fucking, and do what you did. It is beyond, like, my favorite, an outlier. You're beyond an outlier. You're something, you're an anomaly.
Yeah, something special. And
something really
30,
special.
I believe he's 37.
Yeah, one of those where you shouldn't be able to do that by any account. By any account. 37, my body was so wrecked. I'm like, fuck you. You know, I could barely go bowling.
Paulie Malignaggi weighed in on the ongoing debate about whether Floyd Mayweather or Terence Crawford is the greater fighter. He noted that these comparisons may never have a final answer, since both represent different eras with unique challenges. Malignaggi explained that fans and analysts will always enjoy such debates, but ultimately, both men have strong claims to greatness. He acknowledged Mayweather's legendary, undefeated career while also crediting Crawford's ability to conquer multiple weight classes and beat elite opponents. For him, the discussion itself makes boxing exciting, even without a clear conclusion.
4-pounders, when and it was in a young Canelo and a very tough Cotto who was punching very hard from 40 to 54. You know, remember Cotto had knocked out Delvin Rodriguez at 54. He'd still done some damage at 54, and I thought
won a title at 60.
Yeah, and I thought he knocked out Martinez at 60, and I thought he gave Mayweather a pretty good fight at 54. I don't know. I can't say I disagree or agree. I just think that Mayweather, because it's so far away, so long ago, you know, and people sort of start to underestimate the things he did. You know, people talk about Canelo takes his repertoire from the Mayweather repertoire. No, he doesn't. Mayweather fought ex-champions. This guy's fighting guys who will never even smell, may never smell a belt in their life, and he was fighting them. So. You know, Mayweather, even if you're saying, oh, he didn't fight the very best, he still fought champions and ex-champions, even at 47, even at 54.
Timothy Bradley gave a bold take, claiming that Crawford has the skills to beat Mayweather as well. Bradley explained that Crawford combines intelligence, adaptability, power, and technique in a way that could neutralize Floyd's defensive style. He argued that Crawford's ability to adjust mid-fight, along with his sharp timing, would make him extremely difficult even for Mayweather at his prime. Bradley stressed that Crawford isn't just good, he has all the tools needed to surpass even the most untouchable fighters, which is why he belongs in the conversation of all-time greats.
Absolutely. But Terence Crawford will whoop his ass. He would beat Floyd Mayweather. I'm telling you right now, he will beat Floyd Mayweather too. He will beat him too. He got everything it takes to beat Floyd. Floyd struggled in the first half against Sam Judah. Sam Judah, a damn terrific fighter, but he ain't no damn Terence Crawford, especially from the southpaw position. Floyd didn't like fighting southpaws. Floyd reached with that right hand. You think he's gonna reach against one of the best back foot counter punches in the game? He gonna reach with that right hand against Crawford? He gonna get slept reaching with that back hand, the way he reaches with that. That level change backhand he throws too. Man, that bull jab he does too, that ain't gonna work. That is not gonna work. Floyd got a 72-inch reach. Yeah, he had quickness, fast reflexes. However, Crawford got all of that too. He got all of that too. And he got a 75-inch reach. Great counter puncher. Can concentrate all night. Can put pressure on Floyd. He can even invite Floyd in. Yep, I noticed. Floyd's not having success. He started to step on the gas. That's what he do. And he gonna run into problems with Crawford because Crawford hits harder than him.
Some boxing analysts believe that if Crawford wants to truly surpass Mayweather's legacy, he must take on Dimitri Bivol. Known for his size, technical brilliance, and dominance at light heavyweight, Bivol would represent the ultimate challenge. These voices argue that a victory over Bivol would prove Crawford's ability to beat a prime, naturally bigger, and elite champion, something that would elevate his legacy above Mayweather's. To them, defeating Bivol would remove all doubt and secure Crawford as the greatest historical figure in boxing.
Let's see Bivol, Bud next, since Bud's so strong. That's what I said. Why are you talking about 54? None of them dudes gonna get you up. If you truly beat Canelo, why not be the greatest fighter in the existence of boxing? Like, Bivol is the only dude to beat 2 undisputed active champions. Like, he beat Canelo as an undisputed champion, and he beat Better Beef as an undisputed champion. Bivol, historically, might go down as one of the greatest to ever do it. If you beat Bivol and you beat Canelo, I mean, Crawford might have surpassed TBE in Floyd. Floyd has never beaten someone as accomplished as Bivol. And forget about accomplishments like perceived threat. Who's Bivol on Floyd's resume?
Adding more intrigue, Janabek Alan Cannully has directly challenged Crawford, daring him to fight at middleweight. Janabek, an undefeated champion with a rising reputation, views this as a chance to cement his own legacy against one of the greatest fighters of this generation. For Crawford, taking this fight would mean both the pursuit of history and a chance to prove his dominance in yet another division. Even if the fight doesn't happen, just the possibility has fueled major debate among fans and analysts about Crawford's future.
And Terence Crawford and his team stated that if he does stay in the sport of boxing and he does move down, he's not going to drop down below 160. And so it's being reported that Terence Crawford wants to become a 6th division champion. And a guy that he had his sights set on is now calling him out aggressively and daring him to come down and fight him. And that's Janabek, who is seen to be the best 160-pounder in the world. And he's the unified IBF and WBO 160 middleweight world champion. The middleweight division, 160, is a glamour division. There's the top 3 glamour divisions in the sport of boxing is welterweight, 147. Terence Crawford knocked out every opponent he faced at welterweight and became undisputed there.
An analyst reflected on Miguel Silky Smooth Gonzalez, the last fighter to beat Crawford back in the amateurs. He explained that beating Crawford today would require extraordinary preparation and skill, similar to what opponents needed against Mayweather in his prime. The analyst noted that Crawford has become one of the sharpest fighters in the game, blending defensive brilliance with offensive precision. Just like Mayweather frustrated opponents for years, Crawford now gives off that same aura of invincibility, forcing opponents to train relentlessly just to have a chance.
He faced at welterweight and became undisputed there. The next glamour division is middleweight, 160, that Marvin Hagler, made famous, many middleweights, Sugar Ray Robinson. It's a glamour division, right? Sugar Ray Leonard moved up there, Tommy Hearns, that's a glamour division. And obviously, the division that carries the sport of boxing when it's on top is the heavyweight division. Then you can make a case for the lightweight division, so on and so forth, right? I would say the lightweight division is number 4. So Terence Crawford became a champion at lightweight, right? So with that said, you have Janabek, who's seen as the best fighter there. He's the IBF WBO champion.
Brian Bomac McIntyre, Crawford's longtime trainer, gave his own take on the win over Canelo. He said the fight was easy for Crawford because of how well prepared they were for every scenario. Bomac also addressed criticism from fans and analysts who constantly suggest opponents for Crawford and accuse him of ducking when he doesn't follow their demands. He dismissed these claims, saying Crawford is simply writing his own path and proving himself through results in the ring, not by chasing what others want. According to him, Crawford's legacy should be measured by what he has already achieved, not by outside opinions.
Crawford, what did you do to actually get a win over him?
I agree with Augie. With what he said about Floyd, I'm going to say about Crawford. You got to punch with Crawford. You got to counter Crawford and punch with Crawford. You got to bang the body with Crawford. You got to stay on top of Crawford. You know what I mean? Fight him in that phone booth if you can. As I remember, that's exactly what I did. Crawford, he switches and all that. I don't get that. I don't get out my hookup with all the switching he does. But what tripped me out was he got low in the ring. Like, he kind of cut his height down. I had a field day with that. He should have stayed tall. He cut his height down, and I stayed in his chest. And you gotta counter Crawford. You gotta fight Crawford. And what I always thought about Crawford was he's easily taken out his hookup. I thought, you know, maybe he fought his fight. I thought he fought my fight.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think he grew out of getting out of his hookup. I think
because,
I think he learned how to just kind of adjust and do what needed to be done more so.
Break that down for us, guys. What do you guys mean the hookup? Break that down for us.
So yeah, you know what?
Getting caught up in a war?
I'll go ahead, Miguel. Like break down Bud getting caught out of his hookup.
Well, you know, with Bud, I thought, you know, but you can easily get Bud to fight you.
Back in the day. Yeah. And you know, Gamboa, you know, showed parts of that. You know, and Bud, all his fights, Bud fights you. Yeah.
Bud gets, you know what I mean? Every fight I see Bud fighting, even still to this day, but I totally understand what Sean's saying. For sure. Bud's the truth. But when I see Bud fighting, you catch him, he wanna catch you back. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You fight Bud, Bud's not running from nobody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's where I felt that I had the upper hand in our competition.
Tony Jeffrey stepped into the debate by reminding people what made Mayweather special. He said Floyd's brilliance was about far more than just defense, it was his footwork, timing, and ability to outthink and outmaneuver every opponent. Jeffrey highlighted that Floyd's movement was almost flawless, which frustrated even the best fighters of his era. He also reminded fans that Mayweather faced and defeated a lineup of legends, proving his greatness. While Crawford's accomplishments are extraordinary, Jeffrey argued, Mayweather's career remains one of the most decorated and technically outstanding in the history of boxing.
But they're probably thinking the way we were all thinking that just because of the weight he should be okay because he's the naturally bigger man. But someone like Crawford, obviously, who's done what he's done, you have to be on the top of your game. And I felt with Canelo, it was probably too many single shots that he was throwing, but he wasn't throwing the usual singles and backing it up because he was getting counted. And
he wasn't allowed to.
Yeah, it wasn't just that Canelo was bad is what I'm trying to get at it. Crawford was absolutely sensational on the night and the deserved winner and one of the best.
Because the other side of the argument would be that they actually thought they might be getting Crawford at the right time because they hadn't fought for a while and had some particular surgery. I mean, did it go, as I said to you at the top of the show, Bomac, I mean, I watched you in the corner and I thought it was a exercise in how a corner should be conducted in terms of communication, the coherency of it, and the discipline behind who spoke, when they spoke, what they said, and what needed to be heard. Did the fight go exactly as you had mapped out in your mind and what you thought would manifest itself? Is this your last fight? You know, it's really with Max Kellerman going in and making that the stop part of his questions. Do you think, Bomac, that he gets the recognition and the appreciation that his achievements merit?
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Why do you think that is?
I think because of the simple fact that Terence is his own man. You know, he knows the path that he wants to go. And some of the boxing critics or some of the boxing people around boxing figure he should go this route or he should go that route. When he didn't go that route, he went this route. He's ducking the other middleweights. I mean, the other welterweight, so he's ducking the 140-pounder. No, he's not ducking them. He's just not available. Well, he should have went this way. I didn't want to go that way. I wanted to go this way.
If you study Floyd closely, like I have, you will notice that he never wastes any steps while he's in the ring. He will pivot just enough to take away the angle from the person in front of him, then he will reset in the center of the ring, and his movement and his footwork was just perfect. And it was his feet that made him control every single fight, putting him in the perfect position to defend punches, then that small little sidestep either way put him into the position to be able to land punches back. And he would also use his front foot to apply pressure with them small little steps, waiting for that moment to land them punches. And if you train boxing, you should be constantly working on the specific footwork things that you need to work on, because you might agree with me, but without good feet, nothing else matters.
That concludes today's discussion. Stay tuned for more updates.